You clicked your audio with the wrong schloggle.
No, I didn't. But when we got to remember not to switch that thing off. It was muted here because that when we transfer the file in between, it completely cuts the audio. So,
dude, you guys just missed 6 minutes of gold.
We will post the full audio.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, but
you know what? We probably had 10 people tuned in, and they're like, "Fuck this! I don't want to look at those assholes."
And that was a good conversation we were having.
Top 10 producers not to get.
No, we just can't do certain.
I know.
things.
I'm just kidding.
Well, this thing also has like 5 different. I'm really rethinking this whole restream thing that we've been using because I have another software that we can use that isn't quite as maintenance. I spend a lot of time during the episode just keeping this damn thing up, and they just took a major.
It sounds like me having sex.
They just took a major feature away that now I don't like. I can do
Once
it.
Again, sounds like me having sex.
Name your sex
I don't give a
tape.
fuck who you are. That's funny.
But yeah, they just took a major
That was
feature
Phil,
away,
not Paul.
and
Right.
I think that I can do this without paying them a big fee every month.
Another thing about his
Still
sex.
sex. Are you hiding it in my closet? Are you reading my diary?
Adam, stop it. You're killing me, Adam. Just play it.
All right, so we got to fill everybody in because we were talking about the horrible home run derby national anthem.
The horrible home run derby, period, and then the horrible home run derby national anthem. And Junior thought the lady was special needs, so he was angry at people for making fun of her at the bar.
That's what I was told.
Play Junior's drops throughout this entire thing. That's subtle.
I was.
Yeah, that,
I'll pull that one
I'll
up.
tell you right now.
That's
Look at my face. I was fucking pissed.
I can tell.
It was not at Max, and I told him to shut the fuck up, and he listened. But there was some young man behind him and said that this young lady was a special needs. This was sponsored. This national anthem was sponsored by the
This
special
is
needs.
the Make-A-Wish.
I saw fans on there. I was like, all right, come on,
So-
shut the fuck up, everybody. Respect.
So hold on. Here's the problem. You jumped to a conclusion before you did your own research, which way too many people do that now. So don't do that again.
I give
Shame on you.
Yeah, it's my fault because I always give everybody the benefit of the fucking doubt.
Because now I'm going to play the whole
Fuck
thing.
off, whoever you are.
I was going to skip the first part of this, but now I'm going to play the entire thing so that you can hear all of her accolades and everything like that. She is a 4-time Grammy nominated.
Now that I know,
piece of
Ladies and
shit.
gentlemen,
I hope
let's
you do
welcome
not
four-time-
fucking play the whole thing.
4-time Frittata nominated.
And what's her name
3-time
again?
gold medalist
Ingrid
in the
what?
Special Olympics, including Sochi.
Haktua.
Lean back.
All right, we ready for this? I don't know if we
Gold
are.
medalist in pole polishing.
Just like your socks.
I don't know if I can do this or not. All right, do it.
Grapefruity Hall of Famer. All right, here she is.
By the Texas Department of Public Safety Honor Guard. Now to perform the national anthem. Please welcome 4-time Grammy-nominated country singer-songwriter Ingrid Andress.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
F you.
what so proudly we hailed by the
Calling all blacks.
twilight's
Oh, it gets worse.
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the pale.
I'm not gonna lie, I was fucking crying yesterday too.
Because you thought it was beautiful, man.
Yes. God bless her.
We're so gallantly streaming.
It does give if you picture that she's been touched by Jesus a little bit. If you picture that.
Can you please follow this up with, like, when the fuck did we get ice cream?
Gotta be the lead candidate for Exorcist fucking 5. Oh.
That our flag was still
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
Oh, say does
Now you need some fire talk.
I was looking for that one. I
You
don't
should
see
do
it
the
in here.
remix. You got to do the remix.
Oh, I don't have that on here.
Fire talk. There, I said it for you.
for the land.
So can you do me a favor? Can we kick off episodes with this, but do the remix with fire talk and also when the fuck did we get ice cream?
Listen to this part.
The crowd gasping. The crowd gasping. Go ahead, Junior.
I got a gear grind.
Oh, God.
Fuck Minute Maid Park
Yeah.
for picking her. Yesterday, God bless Minute Maid Park. But that's my gear
So,
grind.
so hold on.
Do we know?
Just because you thought somebody was special, it was good. It doesn't matter. She could have had no tongue. And if she sang it like that, it was still not good. It's just good for somebody who doesn't have a tongue.
So just wait for
What
the
a
remix.
double standard.
No.
So I actually do want to pull that drop from Talladega Nights, though. The who's are the word now. That'd be a classic drop too. But Junior, I don't know what's more frittata. You thinking she's frittata or her singing?
Okay, did she have a hit?
That was so
Can we hear like
Dude, she's a 4-time Grammy nominated.
for what?
So she's come out and said that she
Drunk.
didn't say, "Oh, I just had a bad night." She's like, "I was really hammered." Which actually makes a lot of sense if you're,
yeah.
if you're a young girl out partying at the All-Star game.
Right.
Probably just banging every single baseball player out there and half the married ones. So she was probably hammered by alcohol and
Does anybody in this room
84 Yankees.
or
She's-
anybody
so-
out there listening to us, does anybody know this young lady?
So for record, she has a song on YouTube that has
On YouTube.
on YouTube that has 41 million views.
You can get a Grammy from YouTube?
No, I'm
No,
saying
no, she's got
but
a song.
41 million
I
views
understand.
for a song on YouTube.
We all know music. Does anybody know this young lady? Have you ever heard of her?
I do not.
She has another one that has 2.5 million. Like I would. She has 11 million. I'd kill for numbers like that. She's done a Tiny Desk thing on NPR.
Well,
You got
how
to be
much-
somebody to do that.
How much does the Huck Tua girl have viewed? She should get a Grammy.
She's probably. We're not equating views to
just-
Grammys. I mean, we're just saying.
a lot of people know her, obviously. If she's got 41 million views on YouTube,
Shit,
I understand
we
that.
aspire to have 41 million of anything. I might just go buy a 50-pound bag of rice just so I can.
But you win a Grammy, correct, for having a great hit.
She didn't win a Grammy. She was nominated for
I
Grammys.
didn't,
4-time nominee.
did not hear. I forgot it. I didn't hear that.
But who the hell are these Grammy people?
But you also have to know. It depends on the category because I mean, truthfully,
I'll give you top 10 category. we
right?
can nominate for.
But there were so many categories for Grammys
Sure.
that it could have been anything. It could have been like female country artist, and they've got to get 5 nominees from somewhere, and of course it's going to be Taylor Swift, and then like, well, let's pick some also rans.
Right.
Hey, her name came up
I got
first in alphabetical order, so fuck it, let's
Right.
pick her.
I got you.
So, a couple of the comments that we have. Not bad for a recording artist.
Recording artist.
And then
Respect.
Helen Keller said it sounded good.
Yay!
What is your joke about Helen Keller? Why did her dog?
Why did her dog jump up a cliff? You would too if your name was. What? Love that joke. Love that joke. I got a million of them.
Shit.
What?
That was so bad.
You know, GHC, if you're listening out there, you know what our favorite joke is.
He can't respond.
I know.
He's out there.
But if he's listening to us right now, he'd be like, yep, what's better than winning the gold medal at the Special Olympics?
Not being in the Special Olympics.
Yes.
That's a little harsher than
Thank you for answering
We'll
it.
clean up
me.
not being frittata.
Yes. Yep.
What's better? My least favorite, but the one that always sticks in my brain is the one that Mike Honcho told about What does a silver medal in the Special Olympics and being a Catholic priest have in common?
I remember. Go ahead.
You both come in a little behind.
Yeah. Told me 2 weeks ago he was painting a porch.
That's one of the worst jokes
It
ever.
is. But funny from him when he tells it, he has those
He's got it going.
facial features and everything when he says it.
So I have a question. I saw, I'm subscribed to like Team USA, with the Olympics coming up and stuff on social media. And they were featuring some people from the Paralympic team, which is awesome. But they had a girl that they had the picture of her on the Paralympic team, a swimmer, who was standing with her arms folded. How are you on the Paralympic team if you can stand with your arms folded?
Stand is the key word.
Well, that's what confused me, because it's like,
Well, I think that you could have limbs that you don't have, and you could have prosthetics.
she's in a bathing suit and had legs, and her arms were folded and they weren't prosthetic.
Did you look into it? Maybe she was propped up, or maybe I don't know.
CGI?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how to answer.
I'm no expert or anything. That I do know. Do not confuse the Paralympics with parasailing. Do not send those people
No.
parasailing.
No.
I thought that's what it was all about when I was younger.
That will not end well.
Yeah, but no, I was confused by that. So if anybody knows,
Things that make you go,
oh, there we go. She identified as a cripple.
She identified as a cripple.
That was the
Classic.
comment.
Peanut Gallery coming in clutch. The internet's undefeated.
The views of our listeners do not necessarily reflect, or they might totally reflect the views of the P&A Podcast Express.
But at the end of the day, we don't care.
nope.
Should we put some meat in our mouth?
Oh,
We should.
yes.
We should.
Let's try these yaki sticks first.
All right.
Yeah, it was something different.
So we were talking about the home run derby. I gotta bring up a quick question about the Tigers. One word. Describe the Tigers at the All-Star break. Starting with you, Junior. One word.
Adam, teriyaki, Junior,
One word.
Yep, one word.
You know what?
ready for the
You
heads
know,
up?
it's not just because I'm a slappy. Meat caught it. Double play.
See, that was probably amazing on the video because you see me chuck it and it just comes into screen
Oh,
in
we
front
should
of
have
him.
a slow motion and one right.
You should, yep, you should. So these are Willis's Meat Market in lovely Port Sanilac. Oh, those are amazing. That's
Those are
teriyaki.
good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Oh.
something right now. I'm a big honey barbecue cheddar cheese, which we also have. Mm-hmm. I never had the These are good.
These are amazing.
SW does a great job at Willis's Marketplace.
That's good.
One word,
Yep.
not just because I'm a slappy and up and down season. And after this weekend, heart.
Okay. Phil?
Underachievers.
Okay.
I know they're hot going into the All-Star break, but it's been abysmal before this latest stretch.
Fair.
Come see me in about 20 games after the All-Star break.
Well, you should be happy. Your boy is not doing any good in AAA.
Torkelson?
Yep, sucks. They sent Badu
Yeah.
back down.
Torkelson, the biggest waste of a number one overall pick
and
in the
I-
last 20 years.
I just like those words coming out of your mouth earlier, or about 3, 4, 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I agree now.
He's just, look at him. The eye test is what tells me his athleticism isn't there. I don't see it getting there even through working out and through everything else.
Nope.
He just, I don't know, for lack of a better term, it seems like he's grown out of it.
Sure.
Normally athletes grow into it. He just seems to have grown out of it. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure he's still a okay
Oh,
player.
he's a great athlete.
Yeah, he's still. I mean, he would whoop any of our asses at any game we would choose.
Sure.
Right.
But to see him, he reminds me. To see him out there lumbering and the way he swings the bat,
Yep.
he looked like Cabrera in the last couple seasons of his career.
Right.
Yeah.
Just doesn't have it.
You're correct.
Just doesn't have it.
And he's not doing any better in
No.
AAA.
And that's AAA.
AAA.
Dude like him that was a number one overall pick that's been in the show for a couple years,
Hot topic.
So I got a frame of reference here. When I lived in Seattle, they had this young hot prospect named Justin Smoke, the Smoke Monster. This guy came up and down, just like Torkelson, high draft pick, highly regarded. He went down to AAA one time during his third season, and I went to a couple of the games because they were in Tacoma, the Rainiers. He was fucking mashing the goddamn ball against AAA pitching. Mm-hmm. Even though he wasn't doing shit at the show. Like, he went down and he was just crushing it. And then he came back up after about a month. Yeah, barely average.
Right.
So that's what Torkelson should be doing if he had his salt and was worth it.
Right.
He should be absolutely mashing the fucking crap out of the ball in AAA
Sure.
at this point in his career after being in Major League Baseball for 3 seasons.
Right. I agree.
I digress.
I totally agree.
Well, and I've heard some people saying that, we need a management change. I can't blame him at all.
I don't think
what
we
he
do.
has been handed has been terrible.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of young guys that play, not pitchers, because we started off for the first month and a half, 2 months. We were the number 2 team in pitching, right? But they're outfielders. There's a lot of potential talent out there.
Oh, there is.
A bunch of no names, not like Torkelson, number 1 picks or nothing. There's a lot of great talent out there that the Tigers have.
Well, I mean, you look at our all-stars that are out there. I mean,
Right.
I would put Skubal, who
Riley
is
Green.
right in the running
Riley
for the
Green, real
Cy
deal.
Young, and
Skubal,
Riley
real
Green,
deal.
Yes.
real deal. Who are they going to play for next year?
Understandable. My next question was, how long, how many more years are they going to get sick of this
Well, wait, what's
Right.
your,
and want to be on a competing team because they're putting up numbers?
So the only 3 Tigers that have impressed me so far, Riley Green, Skubal, Colt Keith.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Colt Keith.
Colt
Yeah.
Keith for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's guys I'm not disappointed in. Some guys
Right.
are having really good years for what they
Sure.
are. Pick any like a couple of the pitchers, any of the starters besides Maeda.
Right.
They're actually doing what
Or
they're supposed to be
Baez.
doing.
How much?
Javi Baez is a fucking bum.
Don't get me started. He's my LeBron James
So
on the Tigers.
this is the stat, and I told you guys this. Kenta Maeda and Javi Baez take up almost half of the
Half.
payroll for
Yeah.
the Tigers this
I
season.
just found out at this past weekend that
Yeah.
Maeda's the number 2 money getter on the Tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both
Bu-
bums.
Bullshit.
So Matt, what's the word that you would describe? One word.
Just overpaid. I mean, our
right.
a lot of our payroll is ugly for people who are not producing shit, and the people who are producing are not getting the money they should. So we've got a few people that are sucking all that up, and we started out with such promise at the beginning of the year, but obviously nobody thought that we were going to keep after 10 games that we were going to keep that kind of pace up.
Right.
But geez, oh Pete,
So
get rid of some of these guys.
I will say this though, I give another bright spot in my opinion of this Tigers team, and something we're not used to traditionally with Tigers. The bullpen's been doing a great job
Yes.
this year.
Yeah.
The bullpen's been solid. This Detroit Tigers iteration of this team this year, that bullpen's solid. They're probably in the top 10 to 15 in Major League
They are.
Baseball.
They
And I'd
are.
give that, yeah. So
And that's they're up and down the whole team. It's like you said, Phil. Pitching staff and the bullpen. They'll stop them and they'll lose those 1-run games and they can't hit, or vice versa.
Yeah.
But there was a couple games. Best games were this last weekend.
Yeah.
Against the Dodgers. They score 5 runs. That's why I'm saying that they have heart. The
Right.
potential is there, but
Right.
if you get those. How many more years does fucking Baez have? I can't stand that motherfucker.
So
well,
and
I mean, he doesn't even play anymore. Like I'm looking
Well,
at
he got
today's.
hurt. Is he batting
Well-
210 yet?
not
No,
even
he was not even 200.
Yes. That's
Here's
fucking-
another one.
That's because of
Zach-
his defense.
Zach McKinstry. Just take him out. Give somebody else a chance.
Sure.
When you have somebody that's batting to 200, you really can't go to AAA and do worse.
So I don't
Right.
mind McKinstry. He's a serviceable Major League Baseball
Yeah.
player. He's never going to be a superstar, never going to be an all-star.
He's batting
serviceable.
194.
What's that Baez batting? I like him. He's the fast. I forget what his first name was.
Oh, Andy Ibanez?
Yeah.
Ibanez, yeah.
Yeah, he's batting 8.
Yeah, but I mean, his
He's
average.
batting 288.
288.
He's
Tell
actually
me his
leading.
other stats.
He's leading the Tigers in batting
Yep.
average right
Yep,
now.
in triples. But
Yeah.
then who's second in batting average? And what is it?
I'm going to guess Riley Green, and I'm going to guess about 265.
Okay, then
I'm going to guess.
Riley Green is 271.
Hey.
Wenzel Perez is 260.
Yeah.
I thought there was a bigger gap. I forgot about Riley Green again.
Carson Kelly at 247.
See how it's dropping right
Veerling
now?
at 248.
And you know, I'll take a guy like Riley Green that is a stud in the field. If he can get you 275 to 280 and hit about 20 home runs,
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
all-star. That's an all-star
Yeah,
right there
what's his home runs and RBIs?
for Riley Green.
For Riley Green, he is at in 96 games. He's got 96 hits. Home runs, he's got 17.
Oh, he's going to finish with 30 then.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even better.
Veerling's got 12 home runs,
But he's batting.
41 RBIs, and batting 248.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, honestly, if you took out McKinstry, and with Baez gone, when Baez got hurt, the Tigers' average batting, like team batting average, went up by like 15 points.
Yeah, and that's when they almost won 10 games in a row. They lost a couple games in the ninth inning.
So the most frustrating part about this offense for the Tigers, and they seem to have really connected it together right before the All-Star break, which let's hope it stays hot as the temperatures warm up, because
Right.
let's face it, in the spring, we all know, traditionally in baseball, pitchers are ahead of hitters early in the season, especially when it's colder outside. Hitting outside when it's cold is a fucking bitch. So we'll see what happens there, but it's frustrating. Like, remember that West Coast trip where they scored 14 runs in 4 games, but 13 of them were in one, and they got shut out and
Right.
went one run in the other one?
Yep,
It's like,
I remember you saying
Right.
yeah,
that. LA Angels.
yep.
Yeah.
And the Angels aren't cutting a fat hog in the ass either. They're not a good team. What the Tigers need to do if they want this season to continue to be successful is beat the teams that they should beat. They've been playing out of their gourds, so what they do is they've been beating the Dodgers, they've been beating the Guardians. Those are teams that are way better than the Tigers.
Sure.
But yet when they fuck off against the
Miami.
Angels or the Chicago White Sox, the worst team, Chicago White Sox this year are going to go down as one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball history. They're going to be in the top 10 worst teams ever in Major League
Their
Baseball
starting
history.
lineup from like 2021.
And the Tigers
they're
lose
like
from them.
horrible now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, besides the Yankees, Minnesota, and Cleveland, everybody else going for the wild card
Yeah.
is below 500.
Right.
The
Yeah.
Tigers are 7 games out of the wild card, the third spot.
Yeah.
They are, and they're what,
I mean,
three,
they-
three games
three
under
games below
500 at the
500,
All-Star
yeah.
break.
If they correct a couple things, they could be in the running for that.
Sure. But
So the thing is, here's what's gonna be the changing the tipping point, whether they're buyers or sellers at the trade deadline.
right. Do they believe? Right?
I think in my mind, if they can add another big league bat to this lineup, a guy that hits about 260, 270 with maybe 20, 25 home runs, that might be the difference. Taking a Baez or a McKinstry out of that lineup,
Right.
putting a guy that can hit in there.
What was the guy from Texas that always would kill us?
Oh, Nelson Cruz.
Nelson Cruz. You need like one of those veterans that would hit 40 home runs and fucking just Jose Ramirez off of Cleveland. But I know that's not
It's an
gonna
interesting
happen.
stat that even though he played against all the teams in the league, I think Nelson Cruz hit 10% of his career home runs against the Tigers.
Yeah,
or something
absolutely.
like
I
that.
believe you.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
It is.
Literally called
No.
the Tiger Killer.
Tiger Killer.
So
10% of his career home runs came against one team out of 31 other teams.
Sure. You said they're 3
There's
games under
30 other
500.
teams.
They're 43 and 45 or something like
They're
that.
3 games under
47
500.
and 50 or
Yeah.
something like that.
That for a halfway point, that's a lot of wins for the Tigers
Yeah.
It's more than I
at
expected.
this point. At the halfway point with the All-Star games going on.
So when we were doing the opening day thing, which Adam, we should go to opening day next year.
we should.
My prediction was 500 for this team, and they're right in line with that.
Yeah.
But 500 puts you right there for a wild card berth.
Sure.
So
So just a quick note. If we can add a infield bat, you know, you got McKinstry playing shortstop, and he's serviceable on defense, but watched him make a couple errors the last few games. But if you can add an infield bat to replace him, everybody else is batting 250 or higher. I mean, 248 is the next lowest batting average outside of him. And you know, that's Veerling. Everybody else is above that.
Sure.
Ryan Valade, he's new up, but
Right.
I mean, he's batting 350 right now.
How many bats though?
22. 22
We
at
need a few
bats.
more from him.
Yeah. But he's been on a pretty good tear. He's got a home run. He's got 4 RBIs. Scored 3 runs. So, I mean, he in 22 at bats, he's accounted for 7 runs.
I'll tell you something right now, and this is my dark horse. Is who's that fast? They sent him down to AAA, the center fielder, that they just brought him back up. He just hit a home run. His brother played for us.
Austin Meadows.
Yeah.
Parker Meadows.
Parker
Meadows.
Yeah, Parker.
Austin was his brother. Yeah.
We need him. I'll tell you right now. Talking about,
Is he on a 10 or 15 day right now? Didn't he pull something?
I don't know this weekend. I thought he hit a home run in the first game against the Dodgers, so he might
Probably.
have if I didn't see it. But that kid's a stud. He's 6 foot something, and he is fast.
So here's the thing, and this is why I don't want the Tigers to be sellers at the deadline.
Okay.
They've got the Riley Green, they've got Skubal, they've got a couple other solid pieces. They actually have 2 prospects in minor league baseball that are in the top 10 in the pipeline coming up.
Sure.
They got Colt Keith too up there. Like, get a couple of these nice pieces. Get one big. So if you remember the straw that stirred the drink back in the day, they had all these pieces coming up from minor league. They got Pudge Rodriguez, and that changed everything.
Yes.
One big free agent
Yep.
to be the straw that stirs that drink, just that catalyst, and that's all it takes. And next thing you know,
what was the one in '87?
the trade, Doyle Alexander,
For who?
John Smoltz.
Thank you.
They traded.
He went.
They traded 2 months of Doyle Alexander for John Smoltz. They did win the division,
Doyle Alexander went 11-0.
right? But they traded away a minor league player by the name of John Smoltz, who ended up being a Hall of Famer,
Yep. For the Atlanta Braves,
for a rental for the year. But they did,
Michigan product.
yeah, yep.
So what do you say to the people that say trade Tariq Skubal at the deadline?
Absolutely not. Especially because he's a lefty.
He's
Oh,
a
I know.
lefty.
Oh, I know.
He doesn't throw crazy hard.
Nope.
Like, if you remember, one of the ones they should have traded a while ago was what was that kid? He was rookie of the year a couple seasons, like 6 or 7, 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, 10 now maybe. And then he ended up blowing out his shit, and he ended up being in the bullpen for him, and they never really got rid of him. But they were offered,
Oh, Jimenez, wasn't it?
not him, but they were offered a couple future MVPs for him in trades. They weren't MVPs at the time, but like pieces for trade him. Everybody's like, don't trade him, don't trade him. I
Didn't he
can
blow out
picture
his-
him.
Didn't he blow out his arm playing Xbox?
No, that was
was Joel
That's who I'm
Zamaya.
thinking about.
that was
Zamaya.
Zamaya, and then he rolled a four-wheeler or some
Who
shit.
the hell
Right.
was that? Was that Daniel? No, not Daniel Norris.
Oh, Daniel Norris was he was a lefty that came to them and had this high hopes for it, and then he never really
I know
panned
what you're
out.
talking about. I can't. Who the heck?
So anybody want to venture a guess at what Javi Baez's his batting average is right now when he comes back?
When he come,
188.
I thought he came back.
Well, he's on the roster right now, but he's not active. He's not playing, which he shouldn't be.
198.
179.
Ooh, I was close.
He has played in 59 games, 214 plate appearances, only
him.
36 hits with 1 home run.
Fuck him.
Just ass.
Michael Fulmer.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Michael Fulmer.
Yep.
And just so you know, on our bench today, the highest batting average on our bench is 228.
Well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know who said it, but we need that key bat. If we were making a little, race for the
A run at
postseason.
this,
Yes.
a push just to make the
I mean,
wild
it's
card.
not out of the question. And again, I'm not being
So
slappy.
it's not. So this is not. This is not. The thing, the key is they need that one bat, and they really need, and they already did it. They already sent Maeda to the bullpen.
Yeah.
And they need to do this. Okay.
And honestly, Maeda killed it in the bullpen the other day.
Yeah, he did. He did.
That's where he's better suited.
Yeah.
That's where he's
I
better
agree.
suited at this point in his career. Maeda's had a wonderful career at this point. He's 36 years old. Put him to the bullpen. He's great, and he could be a good. He's already stretched out. He's a good long reliever. If you needed a guy for 3-4 innings, he's your guy right there.
Right.
He pitched 3 innings
Yeah.
to minimal.
Sure.
I mean, he faced the minimal batters, faced 9 batters in 3 innings.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was the second highest paid Tiger on there, and he's got a 7.4 something ERA.
Yeah.
Before you said, I don't know if it went down that much for 3 innings.
No, probably not.
The problem with Maeda is a lot of times when you see a starting pitcher have problems, is the second and or third time through the lineup. And Maeda was getting in trouble the first time
Sure.
through the lineup, and that's when you can't have consistently, when you
Right.
cannot have a starting pitcher struggle.
Exactly right.
Like second time through the lineup, that's kind of bad. Third time through the lineup's pretty common actually.
Yeah.
But if a guy's struggling the first time through a batting order as a starter, that's when it's really looking bad.
Yeah.
So
And I know that Baez has got a fucking no trade clause. How many more years can you look this up? Does he have on his contract? Please.
Let me see if I can find that.
And I
by the
hope
way,
that-
this is
Can I
not a
just-
sports
this
podcast,
is
but I
not
love
a sports
Can they just-
podcast.
can they
The
just
Tigers
buy-
are really not playing a sport right now.
Right.
it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can they just buy his contract out?
They can't. I don't think they can. He's got a ridiculous.
Like,
Me and A-Dog were talking about it the
I don't
other
know.
day.
That's just a frustrating part. It's like, you know, you got
How long have you
guys
been on
like
the
this.
I think this
4
is the
years?
third season or fourth
Third?
season.
3 or
Yeah.
4?
They paid a
sucks.
ridiculous amount of money to get him here.
And I know that he had a great bat with the Cubs.
Well,
Everybody that
The problem is
he was past his prime when they got
he
him.
was great. He's a great defensive player.
oh, defense.
Was.
He's yeah.
Solid. That's why they. Well, but he's got a no trade clause, and I don't even know.
He
how
also
many-
sounds like he's lazier than a pet coon, though.
Oh, fuck him.
Pet raccoon. Sorry.
He's like Willie Mays Hayes. You may run like Mays, but you hear like,
like shit. The problem is he has no concept of a fucking strike zone, and a fucking slider confounds the shit out of him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's quite
So,
difficult.
yeah, you don't want to know.
Yeah, you're right. Probably don't.
Three
He's
more
got fucking
years.
3 more years.
He's got 3 more
Oh
years.
my
Jesus.
And he's got a no
Well,
trade
and
clause.
that
I know that
this
for a
is
fact.
only his third. He signed a 6-year contract, and
Hey, Phil.
so yeah.
Right?
And the Tigers have said they will not even entertain the thought of cutting Javi Baez.
Oh, so they could cut him,
They can cut him.
They
They
can
can't
cut
trade
anybody.
but
him.
they still.
But they're still going to pay him.
right. Like what?
But free up the goddamn roster spot.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. After this weekend, the guys got hurt. I mean, coming back from a 5-run deficit in the 9th inning, winning
Right.
it in the 10th against the first place Dodgers.
That was incredible.
All right. Everybody's there to see fucking Ohtani anyways at Comerica
And like
Park.
that was not a sellout crowd, but oh my god, the people that were there, they were going nuts.
They were sold out, I think, weren't they?
I saw the replay. Those stands were far from full.
Really?
So I have to say this, and I actually have a list for us,
A top 10 list?
a top 10 list. Can I
What?
pitch this for our next top 10?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Top 10 greatest athletes you've ever witnessed live.
Oh.
Like live, watching them live sports. Top 10 greatest athletes you've ever seen live at their respective sport. Doesn't matter sport, any sport.
I like.
I like it.
And the reason I say this is because I went to see the Angels play the Tigers.
Don't ruin it.
I'm not going to ruin it, but
Okay.
we went to see the Tigers play the Angels when Miggy was sitting on 499 for 500 home runs. And Ohtani played in that game, and that's all I'm going to say. But Miggy, hit one in the 9th inning that went right field that just, it was out. The crowd was going crazy, and it died, and the guy caught it right at the wall. And I'm like, fuck. He hit number 500 a couple days later, but yeah. Yeah, but
Were you sitting in right field?
we were actually sitting behind the home dugout, so third baseline about 12 rows back.
He did hit his 500th in Toronto, I believe. To
It was in Toronto, yes.
In right field, I think.
So anyway, but that the
Great.
the aforementioned athlete is one I wanted to mention, and that's where I came up with the list. Top 10 greatest athletes you've ever seen live.
Okay.
I have to think about it.
And this one, we're going to get a lot of variance on this one because all of us have been to so
Sure.
many different sporting events and
Right.
things.
Absolutely.
It can be college, it can be pro, it can be anything, any level.
So Baez's no trade clause is only for 10 teams. So he could be traded to one of the other teams that are not on that 10-team no trade clause
That's
list.
such horse shit.
Well, what I don't like is
Well, they're probably
So-
both Chicago teams.
here's where Al Avila really screwed up. Is they could have opted out after the second season, but when we renewed him this year, which we should not have,
Right.
it locked us in for the next 4.
Fuck it.
So we have him through the 2027.
Boo. Do we have a boo drop? We don't have a boo drop.
Fuck his son, too. He was a good catcher, but he sucked at hitting.
That sucks.
You may catch like bench, but you hit like shit.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the story on Javi Baez.
Those big
Yeah.
Johnny Benchian hands.
That's my LeBron of fucking baseball.
Tell me
man.
how you feel about
I
LeBron.
can't
I never heard you.
I've said it on a recent. I took the boys to the Tiger game, and it was against Texas, and it's I think the first year they started the pitching clock. Blah blah blah. So we were getting the ball game and getting goodies for the kids and the boys. By the time when we got into our seat, it was the second inning. Javi made 3 fucking errors in 2 innings.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
11-0 Texas in the second inning.
Oh my god.
Absolute worst fucking game I've ever seen in my life.
So, and just to
That's
kind
where
of
my hate fucking starts with him.
just to kind of give people an idea. His last 2 years in Chicago, he batted 203 and 265.
Yep. He had
So
one
not
good
exactly
year.
like
And we handed him this big ass
Well,
contract.
he started out his rookie year 275, 290 his second year, third year 281, 203 his fourth year,
Yeah.
265 his
and we were
his
looking at
fifth
like
year.
2 All-Star appearances.
That's
2 All-Star appearances.
Carlos Carrera was out there. Fucking Seager from I think Seattle was out there as a free agent, who's one of the best fucking shortstops out there.
There was a
know,
cardboard cutout of Alan Trammell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we could have
he was
gotten.
sufficient. You know who they could have brought back this year? JD Martinez. He would have been nice.
Oh yeah, sure.
I said this in the preseason. He's the bat. A bat like that is what they need. They don't
Yes.
need a 300. They don't need a 50
No.
home run guy. They need a guy that's about 260, 270 that hits about 20, 25 dingers in a
Right.
season, maybe 30. Yeah.
All right. Change
Well,
the topic.
sorry, didn't mean to go off that tangent.
Oh,
but
you're fine.
Boo.
But they do have a lot of heart. I mean, besides Baez.
And I guess my word for them is confusing because they could be world beaters one day and they can look like absolute
Yeah.
dog shit the next.
Sure.
Baez, the thing about Baez, and this was in the scouting report, if you go through and you want to dig, is just the lack of just give a crap. The guy has all the natural talent in the world,
Absolutely.
doesn't give a shit. Does not give a shit.
I mean, if you had, I say this all the time. It's kind of like winning the lotto. Okay?
Yeah.
Minutes on this because I've never experienced it like anything like this in my entire life. And Phil brought this up like while you guys were out of the room. Regardless how you feel about the guy, how you're affiliated, that was pretty fucked up what happened on Saturday. But like what's more fucked up is the
assassination attempt, Junior.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and the reactions to it. That's the more fucked up part. Like just that maybe I don't want to say it's a gear grind, but that's just like. I'm not surprised. I'm numb to it. I'm not surprised.
The fact that some people thinking they were being really cute and funny by, hey, the guy should have been a better aim, whatever, Yeah, make jokes and stuff, but there were
Doesn't
people
matter.
that were pushing it to a point of,
And also,
Holy
too,
shit.
about the firefighter that lost his life.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Just,
That's all I'm saying.
It just, yeah.
So it is a messed up situation, no matter what you believe or think or political affiliations.
yeah.
I don't think you should ever wish that upon anyone this day and age. Obviously, we talked about it in the past. There have been some terrible humans that, of course, people want dead for obvious reasons, but have somebody like that in a political stature, like,
Right.
I don't know. That's some next level, like, I don't even know how to classify that. Like, you're so upset with what? So if you look at presidential policy, and I'm not even kidding here, on a day-to-day basis, 98% of it does not affect any of us on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
So, yeah. To just hate somebody at a base core level because of what?
Well, and I hate to say it, those same people who are sitting there saying the guy should have been a better shot, all this, their rhetoric and the fact that they have a mouthpiece out there is why some 20-year-old kid got on a roof with a gun and is now dead as well. Mm-hmm. Because they push this stuff so hard and, we're going to lose our democracy. We're not a democracy. I hate to break it to everybody, but the U.S. is not a democracy. That's not how we were set up. But we've been pushed that we are. We're not, so get that out of your head. We're not losing a democracy because we never were.
Right.
So to even use that argument is silly. I don't understand how these people can look at the whole situation so lightly. There were.
Well, did you see the one that got me was like it was that business guy up at Caseville. He posted like, "Oh, I wish you wouldn't have missed," or something like that.
Well, and then he went on to say,
Yeah.
in that same conversation where he posted, they were so close, the guy could have did the world a favor, and then he made a bunch of really grotesque comments about, brains being splattered and things like that. He expanded upon that to a point where
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, to a point where it was pretty ridiculous. And I mean, every affiliation that he had has pulled back from him, and rightly so. I mean, I don't know if you guys seen any of the stuff that went on with Jack Black, but
No, what happened?
so Tenacious D was doing a concert in Australia, and Kyle Gass, the guy who's in Tenacious D with Jack Black, it was his birthday, so he's blowing out candles. And he actually said, as he's blowing out, Jack Black says, "We'll make a wish." And he says, "Don't miss Trump next time."
Oh.
And Jack Black's release was, "I've canceled all the shows. All future plans with Tenacious D are on hold right now." I don't know if he was offended by it. I don't know. A lot of people are giving him a ton of heat for it, but he wasn't the actual one that said it.
Right.
His reaction to it was just like, "Oh, happy birthday." I don't think he expected him to do that, but they canceled all their shows on their world tour now.
They did. George Bush does not care about black people. Remember that? It reminds me of that.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
So,
I remember that.
just the level that people go, and it's one of the reasons why we generally stray away from politics.
It's just, and that's just where we are. I hate to say it, it's just where we are as a country, and it just reinforces what you just said there. That's why you stay away from it.
It's
The more you know.
sets a tone on emotions, man.
It does.
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that religion. We could talk about sex.
Yeah. No, I just like I said, I didn't want to give him a whole lot of time. I just
Why
I
do you
never,
agree with that?
but not priest sex.
yeah.
Why?
Because that's religious.
Father Nelson don't count?
No.
Oh,
Just the full Nelson.
okay.
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't want to give it like a lot of time. I've never witnessed something like that before in my life, and it's like, wow, that happened. But just the reaction is like was the more shocking part than the actual event itself. But I'm not surprised though. So I'm just kind of numb to it, I guess.
You know what? Sometimes I love my country. I just Sometimes
Nope.
some things don't
Yeah.
surprise me at all. Anyway,
The last time I got angry at a presidential election was 1988 when Michael Dukakis lost.
Dukakis,
Yeah,
got you. I caught it.
yeah.
What?
Because, I didn't know any better. I was just a kid. I'm like, Dukakis looks cool, man. He's in a tank.
And it says
being a
cock
dork.
in it,
And
too.
it says cock. And he lost to Bush.
Beer.
So Dukakis lost to Bush
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
back in 1988.
I
don't
think
get
we're
it?
going to get a
I
call
got it
in a
now.
couple minutes here.
Is it Michael Dukakis?
I hope someone.
It is not cockless, no.
I hope someone that's gonna tell us the weather's gonna get better.
I hope so too.
It could be. It could be.
Ooh. I better get another beer.
You
ready
had
one,
better.
too?
Do you need one?
I do.
Okay.
Let's put a Budweiser out here too.
Drink Budweisers.
Is there Budweiser's in the fridge?
No.
Damn.
No. They somehow all get drank at night.
Yeah, I put them in the fridge, and they're gone. They're just gone.
It's
Said
gone.
You said you found the empties like right around here.
Yeah, right in the Grant Smith studio door there. Yeah.
Glenn.
Glenn McNary.
Classic Glenn.
Well, I hope he remembers how to do this. Maybe I hope he's got minutes on his phone.
Right? Do we have to load some minutes on his phone?
He still got a flip
Probably.
phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a jitterbug.
Jitterbug.
I do with the jitterbug.
I take
job,
the
guys.
boom in my heart, yeah. Wake up, Glenn, before we go.
We're sitting at 53 minutes.
Oh, you got 7 solid minutes for Glenn.
I can't wait.
Let's do it, like Tone Loc would say.
Wild thing.
You make my heart sing. You walk everything.
Right?
Good Major League. But we're talking about Tone Loc.
Tone Loc is the answer.
Sorry.
Tone Loc.
Tone Loc was pretty funny in Ace Ventura. Remember when Jim Carrey went up there? Hey, may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You got a banana? Breath mint? Asshole mia.
He's in line at Dollar Tree right now getting a card for his phone.
Okay. Well, they say sometimes that takes like 45 minutes to load. And you know,
I think he'll make it happen quick. He's a celebrity.
he doesn't have thumb cellular, does he? Like cards and shit?
No.
That shit won't be up for
He's
like
better
next
than
year.
that.
I think it'll be pretty quick. I think it'll be pretty quick here.
Just again, like a couple references, like Phil's sex life,
Just like Phil's sex life.
real quick. Does Glenn McNary, right? Glenn McNary have a favorite band? Have a favorite song? Did you ever ask him that? Uh-oh.
Good evening. You're on the P&A Podcast Express. Go ahead, please.
My name is Glenn McNary, and I'm here to give my forecast for the 20th of July on Saturday.
What's going on the 20th of July?
Tuscola Palooza.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
Glenn's a fan?
Are you going to be watching from the tall weeds?
I am going to be watching from the tallest of weeds, knowing that it was actually an event that I, Glenn McNary, set up to venerate the storm god.
Excellent. Excellent.
And for charity, too, Glenn. I commend you on that.
Thank you. So, our forecast for tomorrow, according to the divinations that I have received, the high temperature will be 82 degrees with a real feel of 92 degrees. The low, oh, my divination is, the low,
Just rub it out. Get it going.
58,
Rub it
will
out.
be 58.
man a heart attack.
There will be a 12% chance of high precipitation.
Wait. What is high precipitation?
The storm god was.
Oh, okay.
I have not studied meteorology in years, but I know what I am doing.
Okay. So can you give us the forecast for the event that you started, Tuscola Palooza, on Saturday, July 20th?
That's what he was just
Partly
reading.
cloudy.
Partly
It
cloudy?
will be partly. So saith the storm god.
Are we dying?
Is this a carbon monoxide
I
test?
heard. I'm hearing a very loud and annoying noise.
That's just us.
I have no idea what that beep is.
That is my forecast for Saturday the 20th, Tuscola Palooza.
Is it coming from there?
All right.
It's coming from the Grant Smith studio?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Is that your smoke alarm or your carbon monoxide?
I don't have either.
Oh, okay.
But we're totally safe up here.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Glenn, is there any chance of the storm god appearing?
The storm god does not really have a physical form to speak of. The storm god is an idea that
Is
lives
it that
within all
thing?
of
Is it low on water? Somebody turn it off.
Sorry, Glenn. 1 second.
Sorry, you got usurped by a piece of crap bog cooler down here. Hit the button closest to you. Hit it again. There you go.
Huh.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Glenn.
Glenn. I am so sorry. You are a legend, and I did not mean that, but we had to take care of that annoying noise in the studio. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
will not slight me like that again. Gilbert.
Sorry, bud. I owe you a Budweiser.
Indeed. The storm god will not be making a physical appearance, for the storm god does not appear physically. The storm god is an idea that permeates throughout all of our brains.
Well, that's good to know. So we can manifest it and make sure he doesn't show up?
Indeed.
Hey, quick question
not
there,
want-
Glenn. Oh, when you're done. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You may go ahead.
Do you have any favorite acts at Tuscola Palooza?
Current events.
Okay.
Have you ever, has anyone ever attempted to take your life via assassination, Glenn McNary?
Many times. But they always get by lightning with my divine weather powers.
So you were able to smite them almost instantly?
Indeed. Just like that time, I destroyed Decaville with a tornado.
Uh-oh.
I remember that. That was 1872.
Indeed.
My
And yet it keeps coming back like a parasite.
It's the 14th worst small town, 14 worst small town to live in Michigan.
Did we lose you, Glenn?
You broke up for but a moment.
But
Sorry about our producer. Much apologies.
The battery of the headphones that I stole from that young lad down in Port Huron are starting to get very low.
I thought it was maybe the prepaid card that you had from
Jitterbug.
From Jitterbug, yeah, from Family Dollar.
Two things can be true at once, Adam.
This is true.
Two things can be true at once.
I lost camera feed to Junior and
I see that.
JTK, and ever since they've been making out. It's weird.
It's super awkward.
Allegedly.
Man.
I support them in their affairs.
Thank you.
Junior, don't touch me there.
That's
Don't-
very accepting of you, Glenn McNary.
Don't judge. What was your favorite
Anyway.
year there, Glenn, from Tuscola Palooza? When did you start going there?
I cannot tell you when,
Okay.
for it would link me to several crimes.
So that's good, plausible deniability. I like
Sure.
that, Glenn McNary.
Fair enough.
You studied up on the law.
That's a good plan.
He wasn't there.
Yep.
Did you have a favorite, like, did you ever meet a, like, potential Miss McNary there?
I only have one wife, and she doesn't even speak English.
Oh,
We've gone over this.
I know.
One wife and one best friend, Ben Shapiro.
Oh, and more than just friends.
More than just a best friend.
Do you like the song by Biz Markie, Just a Friend?
It is the only song I have ever listened to.
You just listen to it on repeat?
On repeat.
Can you play the piano portion of it?
I cannot play any instrument.
You just
The
are.
only instrument I Mother Nature and the weather.
I was just to say, your only instrument is Mother Nature and the weather. You got it, buddy.